Howdy! Today I'd like to talk to you about play and games. There's a difference. Play is something that happens anywhere at any time. Young children play outside in a sandbox. Adults play. We can play with all kinds of utensils. You see, when children play in a sandbox outside, they enjoy themselves. We also have digital sandbox. Minecraft, for example, is a digital sandbox. Minecraft itself is not a game, while it does contain games and it has a game mode in and of itself, it is a sandbox. And there are no rules that govern play. When you pick up 2 sticks in the forest and start playing, again, there are no rules. Play just unfolds. There's no end to it. It's only when we start adding rules, when we create an end state, then it becomes a game. Many different people have different definitions of what a game is. I'm not claiming to have the definition for a game, but I'll share with you what I think a game is. A game has rules, and a game has an end state. The rules that govern gameplay, what happens in the game, how you play the game, and the end state is when the game is finished. As usually, you either win, you lose, or there's a draw. Like in chess, you can win, lose, or you can have a draw. And the same holds true for different types of games. Card games, board games, and digital games. You see, we look at games as a medium. Just like books, television, movies, games are a medium. You see, there isn't just one type of book. There's a different variety of books. We don't refer to books meaning all books in a generalization. There are textbooks, there are cookbooks, reference books, fiction books, comic books. They all serve a different purpose. The same with games. There's all different types of games. There's first-person shooter games. There's puzzle games. There's mobile games. There's adventure games. Role-playing games. There's games for health. Games for science that actually advance our scientific knowledge. There's games for political causes. There are games, historical, documentary games. And of course, there are educational games. That's what we're talking about here. You see, when we talk about games, we differentiate. Which game are we referring to? Rather than just making blank statements, games are X or games are Y. Whenever we have a conversation, we should always ask, well, what type of game are you referring to? Are you referring to a first-person shooter, or are you referring to an educational game? When we ask, well, can a game teach? Well, yes, no. The same way as a book. Can a book teach? Yes or no. Can you learn from a book? Yes and no. It all depends. And it's the same with a game. You see, it depends on the context and how we use the game and what specifically it is about the game. You see, every game is a learning game. You cannot play a game until you learned how to play the game, no matter what game. Because if a game cannot teach you how to play itself, then it's unsuccessful and we'll never hear about it. And it doesn't matter what type of game it is, they all have to teach us how to play them. If that's through a manual or through a tutorial, we have to learn how to play the game in order to actually play it. Games are also indiscriminate. They don't care who you are, where you come from, what your background knowledge is. They assume every player starts at the same point. If you're young, if you're old, if you're male, if you're female, whatever religion you prescribe to. The game doesn't care. The game's just there and will tell you how to play the game and you enjoy it. Talk about enjoyment, and that's my third definition for a game. If you remember, game has rules and game has an end state. And the last, for me, a game is engaging. Now many people talk about games being fun. They sure can be fun. But fun doesn't necessarily equal engagement. You see, some people like horror games. I don't like horror personally. So I don't play a horror game. But it can be really engaging. What we determine for ourselves to be fun is different for each and one of us. Oh, a game must be engaging. It doesn't have to be fun, but it has to be engaging. There are rules, there's an end state, and a game has to be engaging. Those are the 3 points for me that define a game. Thank you.